I told you Bra was going to be fine.
Oh, you told me, all right.
Bra was fine. Hello, everyone. My name is Ghabulous Fish.
And I'm Katatui 101.
And welcome back to this Game of Thrones discussion series. So we just got finished watching episode 2, which I believe was called The Kingsroad.
Yep.
You just looked that up for me?
Yeah.
And as it turned out, Bra's name's not actually Bra. It's Bran.
He's Bran Flakes.
Yeah, he's Bran Flakes now. So speaking of which, I guess as we move into our summary of the show, how we're going to start off this episode, I want to say one thing. And that is that I really appreciate how Ned's family, the Starks, they feel very human, like in the way they interact with each other.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, it's impressive. I don't usually, like, a lot of families and shows and stuff feel very, like, just kind of superficial. Like, the show tells you they're family, and you're just kind of expected to believe it. And one thing that's kind of sticking out to me with the show is that the characters actually do seem to really care about each other. And
I feel like the writers actually, went the extra mile to make them feel like a family instead of just telling you they're a family. So.
No, it's a mixture of good writing, good directing, and good acting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so speaking of that, Jon Snow, the bastard child in the Stark family, he was beginning his new job at the Night Watch, which they kind of established to be kind of like a shitty job. You don't really want that, but he was trying to make the most of it, trying to talk about the honor of it or whatever. And so he was going around to like his half siblings and kind of just saying goodbye to them all and like wishing them luck. And that was like, I thought, really touching stuff he was saying to them. He gave Sis a sword. Mm-hmm. He went to Bra, who was like, he was unconscious at the whole episode in the bed because he was healing. He went to him and tried talking to him. And you know what I really liked there too?
What?
It was when the mother, who I'm just going to call her Carol. I don't remember if we named her something last time we recorded this.
Carol.
But like, she hated him. She even like told him like get out of here.
Yeah.
And normally, I think it's really cheesy a lot of times when like the parent of a child like really just hates them for no reason. Like I think of like Boromir and Faramir's father in Lord of the Rings. I always thought he feels so cheesy to me. He's just so over the top, and how he's just like, I hate everything about Faramir for no reason, you know. And his acting is so goofy. But like what I appreciate here was not only did they give us like a genuine reason. The woman who played Carol, her acting was like, it felt believable.
Yeah.
So it's like the reason she doesn't like Jon Snow is because it's not her son. And it seemed less like she didn't like him and more like he serves as a reminder to that Ned once cheated on her.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate how it wasn't just like she hates him for the sake of hating him. There was significance to it. You know, there's a reason behind it. Mm-hmm. And then he had a really cool scene where he was chatting with the midget.
Yeah,
when they were sitting there as the night guards.
I like their dynamic.
No, that was
funny.
fun.
What I don't know what the midget's name is. The dwarf, as he calls himself.
No, I just liked seeing the two interact. Like, the relationship they had between each other, I thought was, like... It was amusing, but it was also, like, you could tell that, you know, the midget is kind of fed up with the world. You know, he's sick of the world kind of telling him he can't do whatever he wants. And he's like, as you said, he's like, you know, what do I have? I have my brains, I guess. I'm going to read books.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Jon Snow is still, like, young and idealistic, you know? He still thinks that there's a chance the world can accept him.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then the other thing I wanted to say was Ned himself was leaving to go back to King's Landing with the king so that he can start serving as his new assistant. Mm-hmm. And I like the scene he had with Jon Snow, too, where they're talking about, like, oh, when we next see each other, I'll tell you all about your mother. Yeah. And just me being the analytical person I am, I'm pretty convinced that if they have a scene where the two of them talking is like, well, next time we meet, I'll tell you about their mother, then they're probably not meeting again. I think at least one of them's going to die.
Yeah, and I think I already know who it is because my father spoiled it for me, but I won't tell you.
I still don't know, but honestly, my money would be on Jon Snow being the one who dies, actually. Mm-hmm. That'd be my bet. But I could see it going either way. Or, like I said before, I mean, these are just predictions. It's still really early in the show, so I don't have the best read on it.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong. They could both live or they could both die. But my money is on that one of them will die. I mean, they might both die by the end of the show. One's going to die significantly before the other. I think one's going to die by the end of the season.
Are we supposed to have any idea who Jon's mother is? Or is it just...
No.
We're just as clueless?
I think we're supposed to be just as clueless, too. Okay. I mean, there was the scene where Ned was talking with the king and, like...
Oh,
he was like, he's like, I'm not going to describe her to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's regretful, too.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, they were at the war or something, and he didn't think he was ever going to come back, so I guess he just slept with her, because, like, why not? He's going to die anyway. At least I think that's what he was thinking.
Well, the point is he wasn't thinking straight, because he was in, like, stressful situations.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate all that.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, we had was it Lannister, the blonde guys? The queen and, like, her incestuous brother. The dwarf siblings.
Yeah, the incest twins, even though they're not twins.
I thought they were, actually.
Oh, are they? I don't know.
I thought they were incest twins, like Erica and Ephraim.
Yeah, we're just going to call them the incest twins.
They found out that Bra was still alive. And so they sent an assassin to go kill him, which Carol actually managed to overpower and beat with the help of a wolf, mind you. But it was still pretty cool seeing her like doing some fighting, you know?
I know, after that scene, and I was like, wow, she's a fighter.
No, that was actually like kind of badass watching her like stand up like that.
Yeah.
Again, with the whole like she powered through because it's her son, because they did a really good job making this family feel believable.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that. And then not only that, she then went to where Bran fell off the tower and went up into the tower and did some investigating and found there were some patches where like the dust had been kicked. It looks like in a band tower. She found some dust that had been kicked over and found a blonde hair there. And she's like, he didn't fall off the tower. He got pushed off. He saw someone doing something in here. And he got pushed off. And now, since he's not dead, they sent an assassin after him. And it was really cool seeing her do that detective work, too. So she told, like, a few people she trusts, and she's trying to find Ned now. The episode ended off with her, like, leaving to go find Ned so she can tell him about what's happening.
It's cool that she's not just, like, sitting there and being useless and, like, hanging back. It's cool that she's actually doing something.
No, I like how she has,
actually
like...
doing her detective work.
She has, like, initiative, you know? She has, like... She's determined to go... I appreciate her character. I thought she was done really well.
Yeah, though I don't know how that blonde hair was still there.
I mean, if the tower's guarded off, it might be, like, no wind's getting in.
Yeah.
But, like I said before, I knew Bra wasn't gonna die.
Yeah.
And then the other character that we got to see a little more of today is the obnoxious towhead Malfoy kid.
Oh, Malfoy.
So he is the king and the queen's son, although we don't really know that for sure. I guess he could be the queen and her brother's son.
Yeah, so I don't know, because he's, like, really blonde, so...
Yeah, he is really blonde. I have to wonder if that was done on purpose to show that he's actually the son of the queen and her brother instead of the queen and the king.
Yeah.
Again, we might be reading too much into that, but that was just something I couldn't help but notice, that they picked a very blonde boy to play this role.
Yeah.
First, I want to give him props. That kid is a great actor.
Yeah, he's such a shithead.
He played the most believable douchebag I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So first when he's introduced, he's just kind of being a dick to the dwarf. And you know what I love? The dwarf just fucking slaps him.
I know. I love how they just kept building on him being such a dick throughout the whole episode.
And now apparently he's like dating one of Ned's other daughters, the tall ginger girl. Mm-hmm. And the two of them were walking and they met up with Sis and Sis's wolf. And Sis was like doing stick sword fighting with the butcher's son.
Mm-hmm, just for fun.
And then this fucking douchebag all just like, yeah, boy, okay, fight me. He draws out a sword and the butcher's son's like, it's just a stick. He goes, fight me. I'm your prince. I told you to do this. Uh-huh. And he starts like cutting the kid's face. It's like, dude, what's your fucking problem?
I hate him.
Oh, he's going to have a horrible death.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He's going to get like impaled and like his head sliced off.
He's going to get
ripped open.
He's going to get like burned alive or something. But like, point is, they're building him up to be an antagonist.
Yeah.
And then, so as they're fighting, Sis ends up smacking him with a stick, and I honestly don't like the fucking ginger girl either, because she starts like saying, "Oh, stop it!" It's like your boyfriend's a douchebag.
I know. I don't.
And then the wolf attacks him, and then Sis realizes that they're both in trouble, so she sends the wolf off away, and then she gets arrested actually and brought to trial. And it's just kind of her and Malfoy screaming at each other. Yeah. And then the ginger girl's brought in. She fucking lies and says, "Oh, I don't know what happened there."
It's like, you fucking bitch.
But then she got her comeuppance.
Yes.
Since they couldn't find Sis's wolf, the king says you have to execute one of your wolves then.
So they killed off Ginger Girl's wolf.
Yeah, they killed off bitchy Ginny's wolf.
Bitchy Ginny.
They killed off her wolf. And you know what? She fucking deserved that. She's a bitch.
I know, but I was so sad that the wolf died.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's to hurt her more, so.
Yeah. I don't feel bad for her. I'm sad for the wolf.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Malfoy going forward. I feel like he's going to be a lot crueler than what we've seen. I feel like this is just the beginning. You know? Yeah. They're going to build up for him for a while. I think he'll survive a few seasons.
You think so?
I think he'll survive a few seasons, and then he'll get some really brutal death. Probably sometime like right around the halfway point of the show. That's my prediction with him.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, whatever it is.
No, but like, again, I have to just commemorate, like, they did a really good job making him feel like a horrible person without making him feel too over the top.
Yeah, he seems like he's got a really big head.
Yes,
he seems highly of himself.
But he seems believable too. He doesn't seem like he's just like full of himself for no reason. You see where he's coming from, where like his mother's like, "Oh, my son would not do anything wrong," you know? Mm-hmm. You see that like he's lived in this world where he hasn't really had to ever like own up to his mistakes.
Yeah.
And so he has a big head, and I appreciate how they gave him more depth than just, "Oh, he's a dick." Mm-hmm. You know, they gave him like a whole reason for why he's a dick. And like I said this before, but like so many shows will just kind of tell you, this guy's a bully, just believe it.
Yeah.
And they don't really do anything with it. Here, like, they gave him significance. See, there's a reason he's a bully.
They do, yeah, and they keep building off of it.
And I appreciated that a lot, too. I actually had a point of criticism to make. There was a beginning scene where the two incest twins were, like, talking over breakfast. Mm-hmm. And I get that was to establish that they're, like, finding out Bra's still alive from the dwarf or whatever, but, like, that scene was really boring, I thought.
Yeah, the scene itself was a little slow.
I would actually say that, this episode started off on a weak note, it felt like. Mm-hmm. The first, like, 10 or 15 minutes, I was actually really bored by it. I was like, ooh, the first episode this left me with higher expectations than this. But it definitely picked up as I kept going, I thought. Yeah.
So. Although it was a little tense, though.
I guess. I don't know.
Looking at each other like, oh, shit.
But here's the thing. Like, going into that, I already know the outcome's going to be they're going to try to kill him off.
Yeah.
Going into that, you already know the outcome, so the whole scene feels a little, like, I want to say unnecessary, because if it wasn't there, it'd feel like there was something missing. Mm-hmm. But, like, I feel like they could have sped it up a little, because you kind of knew what was going to happen.
That's true.
Oh, something else that was also established was the blonde incest dude, who I'm pretty sure is also gay, who was, like, filling up his sister in the first episode.
Oh, him.
Yeah, so it's established that his kingdom, his former kingdom, is actually enemies of the king that Ned's working with.
Right.
They don't get along. And Ned and Fat Meequel were talking about, like, the possibility of the Blondies, like, getting the support of the Dvorki army to storm them.
Yeah, they heard all about that, and they're worried about that now, right?
And, like, that's obviously building up to something that's probably going to be, like, a climactic point in the season. Either the end of the season or the mid-season. Mm-hmm. They're not going to put something like that off till season 2, I don't think. It's definitely not going to be over at season 1. I'm sure it's going to go past that, but I don't think it's just going to abruptly end. But I also don't think they're going to, like, talk about all the season. You're not going to see anything till next season. Yeah, we're going to see it sooner rather than later.
They developed a blonde girl a little more.
Do you remember the scene where the wolf was killing the assassin? Yeah. I thought the blood in that scene looked really fake.
Yeah, it did. That's probably why they didn't show it for that long.
Yeah, it was, like, squirting up. It looks like a fucking, like, geyser, but also looked like something about the color or, like, the way the lighting was hitting it just looked kind of wrong.
I think it was, yeah, I thought that it looked weird when you actually saw the wolf, like, ripping his neck open. I thought that looked pretty fake.
But at the same time, this is twice in this episode we had wolves, like, save someone.
Yeah.
By attacking
Those wolves, they're good to have around.
No, they're definitely good guard noobs. And then one more thing I want to address before we move on to the blonde people was that they established this angry bald man.
Oh, yeah. What was he about?
He was just there, and he was looking, and they said he had his tongue cut out. Either they're just using him to establish the fact that the punishments in this world are really harsh, or he's going to come back for something else later, because it seemed, like, super just, like, out of place. Oh, here's just a scene of this guy looking angrily at someone else.
Yeah, it's like Ginger Girl walked into town, and then this weird bald guy just starts staring at her.
So,
it's weird.
I don't know what they were building up to with that, but that, I'm hoping, wasn't just a scene in isolation. I'm hoping there's some evidence to that.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we need to address, really, was Blonde Girl. So she's now living as the bride of the leader of the Dvorki, the guys with the eyeliners. And there's a lot of sex scenes in this with them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're clearly a society driven by sex, aren't they?
Driven by, like, I think it's supposed to be more like desires and lust in general.
Yeah.
But then she was talking with this eyeliner girl who was like, oh, I'll give you tips on how to be the best sexual partner he's ever had.
They looked hot together, at least. OTP, 10 out of 10.
I don't even know what her name was.
Eyeliner girl.
So she was, like, teaching Blonde Dragon a girl about, oh, this is how you can really surprise him. And as it turns out, eyeliner buff dude is sexually submissive, as we found out in this episode.
All this time he's been hiding it.
I don't think he even knew.
Yeah.
But he enjoyed that.
He seemed to enjoy it.
I think that the goal of this was to show you that he might be building an appreciation for Blonde Girl more than just as a sexual object. That's really the only place I can see this going, because I don't think that was just there as porn filler.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's HBO and half their marketing is that, oh, it's really sexual, you can't get that on regular TV. But, like, I feel like there was going to be more than that. I'd be really surprised if it was just that, so I feel like it's going to build up to, like...
Yeah, probably will.
To, like, them actually developing a real relationship and him not just using her as a sex object.
Well, yeah, so far it seems that they're not just pulling things out of their ass. Th're actually trying to tell a story.
They're thinking things through. I appreciate that about this. So do you think Eyeliner Girl's ever coming back?
Well, I hope so. more of that. But I don't know. I can't really see her coming back. If she does come back, then, like, I don't know. She'd probably be a main character, but I don't know.
She seemed to enjoy teaching Blonde Girl about sex a little too much.
Yeah, I noticed she was very excitable.
She was definitely into that.
But Blonde Girl's hot, so I don't blame her.
Oh, which one do you like more?
I like Blonde Girl.
I thought Eyeliner Girl was a little more attractive, but I also usually prefer dark hair, so.
Yeah.
But then overall, I think that's kind of our summary. And this time around, as opposed to summarizing first and then talking about our thoughts, we kind of integrated the two like at once. We'd summarize like one subplot and then talk our thoughts on that. Please let me know down in the comments below if you prefer the style of this discussion or the style of the last discussion where we kind of like segmented off more. So like I said, last discussion was we just summarized, then we talked about our thoughts like after all the summaries. This one was we summarized one subplot and then talked about our thoughts on that subplot. So please let me know which style you prefer, which one you want us to do when we do episode 3. I guess overall, what are your thoughts on this episode?
It's keeping me interested, definitely.
It is keeping me interested. I have less predictions to make this time around because, like, it wasn't establishing stuff. It was more like stuff actually happening in this episode.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. Do you have a rating then for this episode?
I'd give it like 7.5 to an 8.
I'm going to give a solid 7, which I'm pretty sure is what I gave the last episode too.
Yeah.
But I'm hard to impress, so at the very least it hasn't dropped in quality. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it stayed consistent. I think this episode was just as good as the last one we saw.
I think this episode's strong points were stronger, but its low points were lower. And it didn't have that many low points, but
it was really only the first scene. I think
there's a few scenes at the beginning that I thought kind of dragged on. Like, I feel like the first scene where she's just, like, looking at Bran, or whatever his name is, being sick was also a little, like, kind of dragged out.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was just, like, I feel like those could have been a little quicker. Like I said before, I don't think the show needs to be, like, 60-minute runtimes. I feel like it could have been 45.
Yeah, 60 minutes does seem a little excessive.
But I'm also very much, like, I don't like when stuff goes on too long. I have a short attention span.
Yeah,
so.
you're like, if it can be cut, then it should be cut.
Okay, my philosophy hardcore with anything storytelling related is that if it can be cut, then it should have been cut.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there wasn't a lot here I thought should have been cut. It was more like I thought they should have just kind of reworked it to be a little quicker at some points.
Yeah.
But overall, I wouldn't say it was bad. Like I said, I think it averaged. I think the good stuff was really good in this one.
Yeah.
So I would say, I'd say it averaged out to be about the same quality as the first episode.
But the doggy's dead.
Oh, well. I wasn't too attached. Katie, I also said as soon as they introduced the puppies that they weren't going to last that long.
I know, but I can't handle when animals die in movies.
Oh, and one more thing. Bran opened his eyes at the very end's last shot, and that looked so cheesy.
Yeah, I know.
That looked kind of dumb.
I was predicting at the beginning of the episode that he was going to wait, like him waking up was going to be the last shot of the episode. I was like,
they're going to drag that out the whole time. But like, I don't know. I thought they could have filmed that in a less cheesy way.
I feel like he probably lost his memory or something. Like he's gonna be no help to anything.
Yeah, I feel like he is too, because I can't see them having him wake up right away and then like he's not going to tell people right away about the incest twins.
Because even if he did remember, I don't think he'd tell people right away.
Point is, it's too early. That's not getting public yet. That's going to be public either later this season or possibly down further into the show. But anyway, those are our thoughts on this episode. Feel free to let us know what you think of this one, obviously, in the comments below, and let us know if you enjoy this. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Fabulous Fish.
And Catatouille 101.
And we look forward to doing our discussion on episode 3, which I'd like to make a little more frequent than this. I didn't plan for this to be a weekly thing. This was planned to be more often than that, but last week we just got really busy. I had like 3 job interviews last week, plus I had to have a conversation with one of my clients for my freelance work, so I was pretty busy, and then Katie had her job, and they're always at different times too, so we don't really have time together to do anything like this in the last week.
Yeah.
So hopefully with coming weeks we'll have more freedom. So with any luck, it'll be more than once a week.
I'm looking forward to seing more, though, for sure.
But I'm going to try at least a minimum of 1 a week.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to not go more than a week without like doing one of these videos. But anyway, now see you all next time.
See ya.